Coco Gauff withdraws from Indian Wells with left arm nerve injury. The Sunshine Double is off to a disastrous start for Delray Beach's Coco Gauff, who may be a question mark for her hometown tournament later this month. In the first leg of this month's back-to-back mega WTA events, Gauff withdrew in the third round at Indian Wells on March 8 against upstart Alex Ela because of a left arm injury. Gauff is still signed up to play at the Miami Open, which begins March 17, but there is uncertainty after her post-match press conference in California. Ranked 4th, Gauff backed out after trailing 2-6, 0-2 in the second set against Ela, the young Filipino who made her breakthrough at last year's Miami Open. Afterward, Gauff, who turns 23 on March 13, talked about a nerve-related issue, possibly in her forearm, and branded it a scary feeling. I guess a simple way to put it, it felt like a firework was going off inside of my arm, and then my whole arm felt like it was on fire, Gauff told reporters. We're going to figure out what it is, Monday, but based off the feeling, being told that it's probably something nerve-related, she added. Never had anything like this before, never felt anything, a sensation like this before. And then as the match played, it got progressively worse, even when I wasn't using my arm on shots that I wasn't even using my left arm for. It was feeling like fireworks at times. Yeah, it was a scary feeling, but I don't know. Gauff, who has won 2 Grand Slams, the 2023 US Open and 2025 French Open, said she'd have an MRI but still sounded optimistic about the Hard Rock Stadium event. We're going Monday to get an MRI and to see what's going on, Gauff said. Good news is they don't think it's going to be like a long-term type of situation, so I should be fine for Miami. We've just got to figure out exactly what it is and, I guess, how to prevent it in the future. The desert air of BNP Paribas Open at Indian Wells Tennis Garden is usually filled with excitement, hope, and the rhythmic sound of tennis balls striking rackets. Each March, some of the world's finest players gather there to compete in one of the most prestigious tournaments outside the Grand Slams. In 2026, the spotlight was once again on the young American star Coco Gauff, whose rise in tennis has inspired millions. But what began as another promising run in the tournament took an unexpected and painful turn. Instead of celebrating another victory, fans watched with concern as Gauff withdrew from the competition due to a troubling left arm nerve injury. The moment was dramatic, emotional, and a reminder that even the strongest athletes face unpredictable challenges. The rise of a tennis prodigy. To understand the significance of Gauff's withdrawal, it is important to appreciate her remarkable journey. Born in 2004 in the United States, Coco Gauff quickly became one of the brightest talents in modern tennis. She burst onto the global stage at just 15 years old, defeating seasoned players and reaching the 4th round of Wimbledon Championships in 2019. Her fearless attitude, powerful ground strokes, and maturity beyond her years made her an instant fan favorite. Over the following years, Gauff continued to develop into one of the leading figures of the Women's Tennis Association Tour. She captured major titles and climbed the rankings, eventually becoming a Grand Slam champion and one of the most recognizable faces in tennis. Her combination of athletic ability and strong mental focus made many believe she could dominate the sport for years to come. With such expectations surrounding her career, every tournament appearance carries enormous attention, including the prestigious Indian Wells event. The importance of Indian Wells. The BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells is often called the 5th Grand Slam. Held annually in California, the tournament attracts the top players in the world and offers intense competition on outdoor hard courts. For players like Gauff, performing well in Indian Wells can set the tone for the season. The event also forms part of the famous Sunshine Double, followed immediately by the Miami Open. Success in these tournaments often signals strong form heading into the European clay court season. When Gauff entered the 2026 tournament, expectations were high. Fans hoped she would produce another memorable performance and possibly add another title to her growing list of achievements. A promising match turns painful. In the third round, Gauff faced rising Filipino star Alexandra Ela. At first, the match seemed like another routine challenge for the American. She started with energy and determination, displaying her trademark aggressive style. But soon something unusual happened. Early in the match, Gauff began to feel an intense sensation in her left arm. The discomfort grew quickly, interfering with her ability to swing freely and execute her powerful two-handed backhand. Despite trying to continue, the pain became impossible to ignore. She later described the feeling as if a firework was going off inside my arm, followed by a burning sensation spreading throughout the limb. Medical staff were called to the court, and Gauff took a medical timeout. Her arm was heavily strapped as doctors examined the problem, but the pain continued to worsen. Eventually, the difficult decision had to be made. The moment of withdrawal. Trailing in the match, Gauff walked to the net and retired from the contest, giving Alexandra Ila the victory. She withdrew while behind 6-2, 2-0, unable to continue playing due to the injury. The crowd in Indian Wells responded with supportive applause. Tennis fans understand the emotional weight of such moments. For athletes who dedicate their lives to competition, withdrawing from a match is never easy. Remarkably, this was only the second time in Gauff's professional career that she had retired from a match due to injury. After the match, Gauff apologized to her opponent and thanked the fans for their support. Her sportsmanship and humility once again demonstrated why she is admired both on and off the court. The suspected nerve injury. Initial reports suggested that Gauff's problem might be nerve-related. According to the player, the unusual sensations in her arm were unlike anything she had experienced before. Even shots that did not fully involve her left arm seemed to trigger discomfort, suggesting that the injury might involve nerve irritation rather than a simple muscle strain. Medical scans, including an MRI, were expected to provide more information about the condition. Fortunately, early assessments indicated that the issue might not be long-term. Still, nerve injuries can be unpredictable, and recovery often requires careful rest and treatment. Impact on the tournament. Gauff's withdrawal changed the dynamics of the tournament. For Alexandra Ila, the unexpected victory became a major milestone in her young career. Advancing to the next round of such a prestigious event brought global attention to the rising star from the Philippines. At the same time, fans were left wondering how the tournament might have unfolded if Gauff had remained healthy. As one of the top-ranked players in the draw, she was widely considered a contender for the title. In professional sports, however, injuries are part of the reality. The physical demands of elite tennis, long rallies, explosive movements, and intense schedules make athletes vulnerable to sudden setbacks. Uncertainty about the Miami Open. Gauff's injury also raised questions about her participation in the